Welcome to the BreakEven Analysis walkthrough. My name is Daniel Lebovitz. I'm a current Arizona Microcredit Initiative staff member on the Finance and Loans team. Today, I'm going to be leading you through our BreakEven Analysis document. As you can see here, we're on azmicrocredit.org, our website, under the Education tab. The Education tab is where you can find all interactive modules as well as any downloadable documents that can be fully customized to your business. If you would like us to customize a document to your business, please feel free to reach out to us via email at finance@azmicrocredit.org. We'll respond promptly. Okay, so as I said, you can download our AMI break-even deliverable below on this page. I already have it downloaded, so let's jump into it. It's going to be an Excel module that looks like this. So as you can see, we have tab 1, which shows a break-even analysis example, tab 2, which shows a break-even analysis template. So what is a break-even analysis? A break-even analysis takes a company or organization's total costs and shows you how much revenue you must make in a specific time period to cover those costs. That gives you your zero profit and zero loss point. That means basically any profitable sale from that point onward will count as profit in your pocket, money in your business. So with this knowledge, we can say that the break-even point is going to be total variable costs and total fixed costs added together. So we can see this shown here. We have our total costs and expenses, which, as you can see, total costs and expenses is going to be the same as our break-even revenue required. Okay, so with this knowledge, let's move on. Into the template, we see step 1 is filling out the business name. We'll walk through a quick example. So we have Sally Subs. Next, step 2 is filling in the products from left to right, product 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is shown exactly the same here. Product 1 going from left to right to 2, and then 3 to 4. So let's say we have Italian subs and meatball subs. We'll just say that we only sell 2 products for now for simplicity and just time. So once we have entered Italian subs up above in cell F3, we will be talking about Italian subs in the table starting in F10. So in the table in F10, we can see that it now says variable cost of Italian subs. So let's start with that. What are the variable costs of an Italian sub? A variable cost is a cost within a product. So what goes into the product? We have bread, we have meat, we have cheese, and let's say other toppings. Okay. Now, as I said before, our document here is fully customizable to your business, meaning that if you have a certain product that has more variable costs than we have space for 4 here, we're more than happy to customize these tables and this full document to your business so that the proper data will be reflected in these cells here, which we will see later. Please just feel free to reach out to us via email, as I said before, finance@azmicrocredit.org, and we'll be more than happy to help you with this. So next we move on to entering the cost per unit. So when we enter the cost per unit, think about, all right, we have a single Italian sub. How much does bread cost us for that? So let's say the bread costs us $1, meat costs us $1.50, cheese costs us 50 cents, toppings cost 25 cents. This gives us a total cost of $3.25. So how much is Sally now selling her subs for? Sally knows that she sells her subs for $7.99, so she's going to enter that in cell G17, which gives us our contribution margin. Contribution margin is the selling price minus the total cost. So this gives us our profit per unit. So from our profit per unit, we next want to figure out how many subs is Sally selling through this specific time period. So a break-even analysis model can be used in many ways. One, you can use it to figure out if you are going to break even. So if Sally knows she sells 500 subs, and she knows her fixed costs already, she can figure out if she's going to break even or not, her fixed costs being in this table. Now, Sally might also know her fixed costs, and she might be figuring out how many Italian subs she needs to sell in order to break even on her fixed and variable costs. So there are two ways that it can be used. But let's just say we're entering this data in now, and Sally knows that per month she sells approximately 500 Italian subs. Next, moving over to meatball subs, same idea. We have bread, meatballs, marinara, and cheese. And let's enter the costs here. Let's say bread's $1, meatballs are $2, cheese is 25 cents again. Oh, marinara is 50 cents, let's say, and cheese is 25. All right, so once again we get our total costs as shown, summing the cells above. And selling price for a meatball sub, let's say her meatball subs are well known and they're great, just like her Italian subs, but even better. So it's $8.49. Okay, now we see that our contribution margin is a little higher for this one. Let's say since they're better than Italian subs, she sells $600 a month. And Sally runs this business all alone. Let's just say that for simplicity's sake. So now when we move over to our fixed costs to enter these, fixed costs are typically things like rent, utilities per month, let's say debt payment, and salaries. So rent, let's say she owns a small shop on the corner of a popular street in New York City, and it's let's say it's a small cart, so it's cheap. It's $500 to station a cart on the corner of the sidewalk. She rents space from the city, so it's $500 per month for rent. Now utilities, let's say for cooking and cash register and whatnot, say utilities are $100 for all the subs that she's heating up, the meatballs she's cooking, things like that. Debt payment, let's say she has a loan that she's paying off and she has to pay $70 a month, as well as salaries. Let's say her salary is somewhere along the lines of, say, $3,000 a month. Okay, so as we can see, these costs above in the fixed cost chart, table, are gathering and totaling below. So we're seeing our total fixed costs of $3,670. Next, we're also seeing our total variable costs below that. Total variable costs are taking the total cost per product and multiplying that number by the amount of products that they're selling and adding all of that together. So now we see it flowing down into our total costs and expenses, which is going to be our total variable costs and total fixed costs together. This number, you can see, is the same as our required revenue to break even. So, as we said earlier, total costs and expenses is going to be our number that we are required to receive in revenue to break even. It's to cover our costs and expenses. So as we see, the total revenue that we're bringing in, Sally, is bringing in from selling her Italian subs this many per month, which is 500, and selling her meatball subs 600 per month. That total is going to be $9,089. So what we're seeing here is a formula that is going to take the price of each product multiplied by the amount of products sold of every single table and add them all together. This also shows us our total profit, which, as you can see in our formula, is going to be our total revenue minus our total costs and expenses, which is the same number as revenue required to break even. Okay, so this is how everything flows through from our product names to the variable cost per product into these cells here. Now, the cell that we do want to focus on is B and C23, the revenue required to break even. This is the whole idea of this template. So hopefully you are able to input your information, your fixed costs, your variable costs for every single product, and calculate what your revenue required to break even is. And as I said, this is typically done from the time period of a month. This is because if you did it for a year, fixed costs and some variable costs are often changing over that long of a time period. Meanwhile, a very short time period may not be as useful. You can do it for a short time period. However, some of your fixed costs may not fully apply. So your rent isn't going to fully apply. So this is something to keep in mind. Now, again, if you have any questions, if you would like this to be customized to your business, we're more than happy to do that. Hopefully this has been a very helpful video and model that you can use in your business. If you're interested in any of our other services, Arizona Microcredit Initiative offers Business 101, consulting, and microloans. Feel free to reach out to us again via email at finance@azmicrocredit.org, and we'd be more than happy to help. Our goal is to empower you as an entrepreneur. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you on our next video.